Okay, if you're an above amputee and you are trying to run, you are in a very small club. So I want to get some basics out there on a couple different running styles for an amputee. So I'm going to look at a couple different running styles that you can try. A circumduct method and then also a bent knee method. Now I'm using a cheetah foot, which is attached to a meta knee, which has a bend. And if you run with a circumduct method, you are going to want to use a stiff leg. Some people don't even use a hinge with their knee to do that and just have a straight leg, especially if you're bilateral, but you can also do it if you only have one. So I'm going to show that one and then the bent knee method. The circumduct method is very easy to start out with when you start running. You just kind of have to start with just kind of shift your weight back and forth. And as you slowly get better at it, start kicking to the side. This will give you something to practice as you build up your stamina of running in place. And that's something you can work on for just a few seconds at a time until you build up enough and you start moving forward. When you start to move forward, do the same thing. Back and forth. And then slowly just kind of start walking forward. You do the same thing backwards. And that's something you can do. Build up more and more. At first it will be really hard, but slowly over time you'll be able to start building up stamina. So you can build up speed. So we're going to look at this on the treadmill real quick and see how it looks as you start to build up speed. You're just going to be taking your leg, it's going to stay stiff, and you're going to use your hip to move it out to the side. It takes a lot less energy than normal running, but you don't get quite the same amount of speed. So with that one, you come over here and get a little closer here. You can see if you can get how my leg is moving from behind. See if you can get it in front. Get it from over here. Maybe. The angle. Okay. Alright, we're going to take the speed up a little bit now. As you start to build up stamina, you can go for like 30 seconds at a time and then walk. And then go another 30 seconds and then walk for a couple minutes. So we're going to see what that looks like. I've got it right now at about 3.5 miles an hour. And then take the speed down a little bit. And then walk. Then you can take it, go for another 30 seconds. And then walk. Now, that's the circumduct method. You're using most of your hips and your butt and not so much your leg muscles that are left in your stomach. But you can also run with a bent knee like a normal runner would do. And that's a little bit harder. When you do that, you really have to load your toe and get all of your weight. You have to learn to trust that prosthetic so much. And it's going to be hard at first. And you're going to look completely ridiculous. You're not going to have any real form when you start out, but you just have to keep going. And as you get better and better, you start to get more form. But you really have to load that toe and allow all that weight to come down on that blade in order for the knee to break and come through. If you look on the back of mine, I have a big rubber bumper on the back. What that does is it allows that leg to come up only a short distance and then grow back out. You can even duct tape a tennis ball on there, so that way the leg doesn't come too far back and it throws it back out in front of you, just like your real leg will be kicking out when you were running. This is much harder and it takes a lot longer and a lot more strength in order to build up your stamina. But start out slow. Have to drive that leg. You have to drive it back and load the weight on that toe before bringing it forward. Step on the treadmill, see what it looks like as we build up speed. This is going to take a lot longer to build up speed and strength and stamina. But the advantage is you can use it to play other sports and play a softball or baseball or volleyball or court sports. Things where you can shift from side to side and run short distances. The circumduct method is more of a jog, allow you to go for longer distances. But if you want to do things in short bursts and run in the backyard and things like that, running with the bent knee is not impossible to learn. We're going to start out at a walk and then build up to a jog. And then hopefully we can go into a sprint. Alright. Start about 3 miles an hour with a walk. You can start jogging from this. Take it up to about 3.5. You really have to load that toe every time. Drive that thigh backwards. Same thing with this. You have to use intervals in order to build up strength and stamina to go any sort of distance. Alright, we're going to take it up this time to about 5 miles an hour. Take it back down and walk. So those are the two running styles, the bent knee and the circumduct. I'll do both of them again one more time. The circumduct comes to the side. It uses less of your thigh muscles and uses more of your hip. It's less taxing, but you can't do quite as many things. You can also use it, you can go backwards. And when you have a two different running styles as above knee amputee you can use. I have a cheetah foot, I have a meta knee, and it allows me to do both. Sometimes I will lock this with a nut and bolt little invention we have so that it doesn't bend. That way I can run circumduct without worrying about my knee bending. So as an above knee amputee, it's a good way to start out. Two different ways to go. Practice both of them. I think you should be able to do both if you want to do certain things. Some people only use one, but I use both with this style of leg. That's my tip for the day on above knee amputee running. Hope it helps you out.